Hey guys, what's going on? Joshua here, and wanted to film another video for you to share with you the top network marketing tips. Okay, so first one is cultivate a culture of storytelling. This could not be any more key because the best way to convince someone of something is a story. The best way to sell someone something is a story. And also, this is kind of a little fun fact is the best way to hypnotize someone is to tell them a story. And so the whole thing is stories sell. Why do you think Hollywood is such a big, market? Why do you think it impacts so many people? It's all stories. There's something that happens inside of our brain on a molecular level, I believe. Just whenever the storytelling process starts, we just start that imagination, that fantasy land in our brain, and we just start to concentrate, visualize, right? Almost when someone tells you something, they're starting to tell you a story, you can just close your eyes and kind of visualize it, right? So, or even with your eyes open. So, when you're selling anything, especially in network marketing, especially with Nu Skin, you have to create a culture of storytelling. And you have to be good at telling the story of, hey, this is Susie before Nu Skin, this is Susie after. Look at her journey, look at all of the things that she did, all the good things she did, maybe all the bad things she did, and how she came out on top, right? So the more you can tell that story, there's actually something called the star, the story, the solution. So when you're selling, there's always the star, the story, the solution. I think it's actually mentioned in this book right here. It's called .com Secrets, written by Russell Brunson. Really great book. Goes over a lot of stuff. Definitely highly recommend it for sure. So here's the other thing, guys. So telling the story is important, but you want to know what's also very important is developing your personal brand. Because once again, as we said in previous videos, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it, and they buy who you are. They only buy from people they know, like, and trust. That's the magical three things. As long as you remember this, you'll always be all right. People buy from other people that they know, like, and trust. And so how do you get a large amount of people to know, like, and trust you? How is that possible? Well, the answer is your personal brand. Focusing on your personal brand is extremely important. And making sure that, in a crowded market, that you stand out. It's very important to stand out. So you have to have a strong personal brand, and it should reflect your values and your integrity and your morals and, your approach to business. And that's going to attract other people that are like you to you. And so it's kind of like the law of attraction. The law of attraction only goes for so far and so long. That's why I call it the law of take action. So the law of attraction is meaningless without the law of take action. Because the more action we take and the more hands we shake, the more money we make. Remember that. Because money exchanges from hand to hand. So that's why it's so important to work on personal development and your people skills, because if not, especially in network marketing, especially, because if not, then that money is not going to exchange from hand to hand. So if you are not happy about the amount of money you're making right now, you simply have to go shake more hands. So shake more. The more hands you shake, the more money you make. So build that personal brand. Don't just focus on the main four, although you should be highly focused on the main four, the Meta, Facebook, same thing, Instagram, Twitter, that whole thing. But also try other platforms where there might be less competition, like for instance Snapchat, or there's not too many people on TikTok that are doing this type of stuff compared to, say, Instagram, right? Actually, you know what? I think the numbers are growing, but even then, you have to have content that stands out. That's really the main thing, guys. So now, the other thing too that I want to talk about is you want to foster community, not just a network, okay? So instead of network marketing, they should honestly, in my opinion, call it community marketing. Because you want to build a community, not just a network. You want to build a community among your team and organize regular meetups. You want to have virtual hangouts. You want to have like interest-based groups where members can connect and share their stories and help motivate each other. But also you want to integrate mindfulness into what you're doing. You always want to be mindful, but you always want to gamify too. So engagement is huge. So on your social media, gamify it. Always ask questions as well. Remember that the quality of life that you live is determined by the quality of questions that you ask. So make sure every time you do a social media post, at the very end, always ask a question. So that way people will start commenting and engaging on your post, and the more people that comment and engage on your post, the more viral it's going to go in the algorithm, and you'll be much, much better off. The other thing is like offer personalized consulting or coaching sessions. I mean, there's so many people that don't do that. You know, they're not offering coaching sessions. They're not, you know, doing what they're supposed to be doing because they really need to train your people. Like, you really have to train your people. So, because if you don't, then, you know, you're just going to have a bunch of people on your team that just don't know what they're doing. And that's honestly the opposite of what you want. So, the other thing is, like, create accountability and partnerships. So, you want to always see, like, if you have, say, 6 people on your team, and 2 of them really work well together, see if you can put those 2 people together and say, hey, look, now you guys are accountability partners for each other. Or now you guys are going to be leading the group as an example for the rest of them so that they can see the right way to be doing it and the right way that things need to be done. So when you hold people accountable with weekly calls, or, you know, you can enhance their motivation and you can enhance each other's goals and even take the commitment level, which commitment and dedication kind of mean something similar, but their commitment level can go from here to here just based on accountability. So do not sleep on that. The other thing is, like, you always want to have a continuous learning education. You never want to think in your head, oh, you know, I know everything and nobody else can tell me anything. That's all BS, to be honest with you. We're always a student. Even when we make millions of dollars, we're still a student. Because guess what? We're not a billionaire yet. And there's a way to get to that level. But you just have to follow the steps. The other thing, too, is just organizing mastermind groups. You know, Napoleon Hill said that when 2 or more minds get together, they thereby create an invisible, intangible third mind called the mastermind. Have you ever talked to someone sitting across from them and all of a sudden, you know, you have all these great ideas downloading into your brain and you're just wondering, where are all these ideas coming from? They certainly weren't here when I was just sitting here by myself. That right there, my friend, is the power of the mastermind. So you always want to make sure that you have high-level advisors, high-level students, people around you that you can form that mastermind or that alliance. And this is different than a networking marketing group meetup where everyone just talks. There's a common goal. There's a common theme, and everyone gets together and figures out what can we do to progress this and make it better. So with all that being said, thank you guys very much for watching this video, and we will see you in the next one.